haven't seen him. This on-site train ride like is validly good. No. I get off the train and I see him. He's behind me.
I'm really the dawn. I can put you on and get what you want. Bitches singing my songs. I'm whipping the foreign, the trunk in the front. I've been showing this love. Take it on the arm if you really want. Niggas showing fake love. I'm watching they moves. They putting up fronts. I'm really.
Hey guys, what it is, what it do? It's your girl about East, and today we're back at it again with another video. Like today it is the 22nd, I believe. I just posted a video. Like right now I'm on my grind. I look like shit. I know we're gonna fix this. Wave spinning, you niggas can never. But today we're gonna do a story time. It's some shit. Any background noise? Listen, I have a family and my brother's in my room playing Fortnite, raging, so I can't be in there. So I'm kind of just in the living room, so whoever passes by, you're gonna hear it. It's what it is. Just suck it up. Let me go get a Lunchable because I'm just hungry. So, since y'all read the title, y'all know what the story time is gonna be about. Y'all know what is happening. Y'all know what's going down. So I don't really gotta explain it. So we're gonna talk about it. Let me explain to you exactly how it happened and everything. I look so bad, and why am I filming? Why did I choose to film today? All right, we're just gonna leave my hair out because clearly my hair's not looking good enough to be in a bun. So yeah, like if you read the title, you know what this is about. I was being followed home and harassed by a specific man, and it is traumatic enough to put y'all on. So this man, right, first time I came across him, so for y'all that don't know, I'm from New York City. When I was in high school, I went to school in 18th Street, and I remember this one day the 18th Street station wasn't working, so I went to the 14th Street station. So I was on 14th Street waiting for the train or whatever, and then I see this big, like, dark-skinned man, and he comes to me and he's talking to me, you know, and I'm listening and I'm like, okay, but I got one AirPod in. Usually I put one AirPod in to listen to music and I leave the other one out because I want to be able to, like, listen to what's happening around me. Like, if there's, like, you know, any emergency, like, I want to hear, you know. So he's talking to me on the side that my AirPod is in, so I don't know exactly what he's saying to me, but I hear him talking, so I just walk away. Then I get in the train and I'm thinking it's over with. I don't got to deal with this man ever again, right? That's what you think. But no, because when I get off the train, like, many, like, fucking 100 stops later, like, I dragged it. It's a lot of stops later. Like, I live very, very far from the school that I went to, so it was far. So I'm thinking I haven't seen him. This on-site train ride, like, is validly good. No. I get off the train and I see him. He's behind me, and so I start speed walking. But I have little legs, so, like, one of his steps is like 3 steps of mine. He was tall. So he's walking, and he's catching up to me. So he catches up, and then he starts talking to me. He's like, "What's your name?" I say, "Don't talk to me." And he goes, "How old are you?" There, I answer. I want him to know I'm a little girl. I said, "I'm 15. I was 15 the first time that it happened." And I was like, "I'm 15. And he was like, "Oh, like, that's calm." And he's, like, in his 30s. So he's over here talking shit. He's like, "Oh, like, you're Dominican, and you're too bad to not be Dominican." Da 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 da. Mind you, he speaks to me in Spanish, but he's not Dominican. He's Honduran, and I know that because I know I know his family. You're gonna get into that.
Hey guys.
So I know his family, so I know that he's Honduran. So we're gonna get into that in a little bit, like how I know his family or whatever. So, but you can come in the video, just chill if you want to. It's okay, you can come.
What's up, guys?
So, right, so he's talking to me, right? And he's talking to me in Spanish, and I'm listening. I'm like, all right. But I'm not responding because I don't want to talk to this man. And he's following me home, bro. So I'm so shook. I'm so scared right now. I'm like, why is this man following me, bro? Like, what is going on? Then I get into the building, right? I live in a building, so I get into the building. I get in the elevator, and he's in the elevator with me. Right, so I'm shook, bro. I'm shooketh because he's in the elevator with me. And then he lives, like, in a floor. I live on the last floor of my building. He lives under me, like not right under, like not on the fifth floor. I don't really remember what floor he lived on, but he got off on the floor, and then like he stood in between like the elevator doors so that the doors won't close, and he started saying so many nasty things to me. He was like, oh, I'll stretch you out, let me put my in your let me do this and that, I want to do this and that to you. Like he was talking to me so nasty, like disgusting. Right, he was talking to me very disgusting. Right, and I was just like, whose man's? And I didn't know what to say. Like I froze. It was like, what am I supposed to say? Like, so I didn't answer, but he ended up getting the memo and he left. Right, so I go home and I'm like, Dad, like some man was trying to talk to me, da da da. But I figured he lives in the building because, like, you know, right, like he came all the way from work, we weren't even on the same train together. I guess like I just thought he was following me when really he lived in the building too, and I'd never seen him before. So I'm like, it was weird. So I told my dad. I'd come home panicking. A week or two later, I seen him with his family. Mind you, he has like three daughters. It's a good, like 3 younger daughters, younger than me, right? So what?
For real?
Yeah, it's for real. Listen, bro, listen. The young man, well, not the young man, because he was not a young man. He was old. He could be my dad. But bro, when I tell you, he was out here with his wife and his 3 daughters and downstairs in the building, and I was just like, and I told my stepmom, I was with my stepmom, and I was like, yo, like, look, that's the man, da da da, whatever. So I showed my stepmom, she seen him, she knew who he was. We were with my dad, so we couldn't say anything. I ended up getting a pepper spray the next day. Literally the next day, I got a pepper spray. I saw him again, right? He did the same thing again. He followed me home. Well, not followed me because he lives in the building, but he came with me home. He walked me home. He did the same thing in the elevator. He stopped. He started like talking to me and stuff, and I was not with the shits, bro. So my dad still didn't know who it was, right? But then on my brother's birthday, it was his birthday, February 25th, and we got off the train. And I seen him, but he didn't see me. I saw him first. So I used that to my advantage. Like I hid from him and I watched where he was going. And I saw that he was going to the supermarket. So I hid and I called my dad. I'm like, yo, Dad, what you doing? Where you at? And my dad's like, oh, like I'm on the block. I'm almost home. And I was like, come pick me up. Like the man, I see him. He's in the supermarket right now. But like, come get me. So my dad comes and he's like, okay, get in the car. So we're literally parked like a block, like not a block, but like across the street from the supermarket. And when my dad, like when I see him come out the supermarket, my dad's like, okay, go outside and walk, right? And he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay. So I go outside and I start walking. Mind you, I know that he's coming behind me because obviously my dad is watching. So my dad calls me, I put my AirPod in, I'm talking to my dad, right? I'm on the phone, but I'm not actually talking to him. Like I'm silent. It looks like I'm not on the phone with anybody. But I have my dad in. My dad hears everything that I hear, and he sees everything that I see because he's watching me. So I start walking, and he starts catching up. So when I see he's catching up, I walk faster, because I don't want him to catch up, So I start walking faster, and he starts walking faster. So he ends up catching up, and he starts saying all this nasty stuff to me again. Disgusting things. And all I keep saying is, don't talk to me in Spanish. I'm like, no me hable, don't talk to me. Mind you, I got my dad in my AirPod. My dad is hearing this. My dad is hearing the conversation. So my dad is heated, right? In the corner store, my dad parked, right? And then when me and the man are walking and we arrived to the corner store, my dad presses him and he's like, yo, like, do you know her? And he was like, yeah, I know her. She lives in my building. And my dad was like, oh, I know her better. That's my daughter. And then the man got mad shook. He was like... He got mad shook, like he didn't know, he was so shooketh. He did not know like how to act. He did not know what to say. He was like, oh, like I'm sorry, I didn't know. My dad was like, oh, she's 16 years old, like you should not be talking to a minor, da-da-da-da. And then my dad was like, how would you feel if it was your daughter? And he was mad shook because my dad was so angry and like he was coming at me, coming at him very like you could see the anger. So he got into the corner store and my dad was like, fuck it, like I'll wait for him. And then my dad opened his, like, you know how I told you he parked outside of the store. So he opened his trunk and I'm looking at him and I'm like, Dad, why did you open your trunk? And he was like, oh, just in case this young man wants to get aggressive. Because honestly, like, the man was bigger than my dad, taller than my dad, like, everything. And, like, if they were to, like, get into it. I mean, my dad could box and shit. My dad is really good at what he does. But But if they were to get into it, like the man, looking at them physically, the man had the advantage. And I'm not doubting my dad. I saw my dad's intentions in case this man wants to pull out a blade or anything like that. My dad was prepared. So I'm like, okay, I'm a little scared, bro. I'm just sitting in the corner like, what the fuck? Like, I hope it doesn't get anywhere. I hope my dad doesn't have to do anything that, like, is out of character. Because my dad's really not like that. He's very civil. But when you fuck with his kids, he's gonna get on your ass. So yeah, so the man comes out the store, and my dad was waiting for him, and he was like, listen, like, the next time I see you talk to her, look at her, breathe near her, like, it's gonna be an issue. He's like, okay, like, I understand, like, don't worry. My dad was really aggressive about it, so he understood, and he dipped. And my dad was like, alright, we're gonna let him be. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I never seen him ever again in my life. Like, I've never seen him ever again, like, never. January, February, March. I mean, we did go into quarantine like the month after, so maybe like when I go back to my regular life I may see him, but I still to this day I haven't seen him. The Lord knows why. My dad will body that nigga.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you for tuning into this video. Thank you for watching.